Live under the cross here at Cardinal Newman High School, Clyde Smithfield. It is a semi-glorious day here in Sonoma County. The sun's just peeking out over the cloud coverage as we have top high school baseball action in Northern California. The number 18 Cardinal Newman Cardinals facing off against a highly touted, unranked team currently in California, St. Ignatius. I don't doubt we will see them on the rankings next week. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Hugo Traversa. I'm joined by Paula Maravilla and Julian Corey, two former Cardinal Newman baseball players. Start with you, Julian. Julian, we have a big game here. What do you think the Cardinals need to do coming off of that big loss against Whitney?
Yeah, I think the two specific keys to the game are, number one, going to be playing fundamental baseball. They need to play defense. Last game they had more errors than hits, and that's something, especially at the high school level, that's just not acceptable. And the second thing is, I think jumping on first pitch strikes early offensively is a big thing. That's a big thing we talked about when I was playing baseball still. And I think in high school, you know, pitchers are really looking to get ahead in the count. So being able to kind of pick up on that, if it's like a 70% of the time they're throwing fastballs first pitches, being able to pick up on that is a big thing. And that could lead to bigger things in big innings.
Paula, you have more of an emotional connection to this game. Your own father went to St. Ignatius. What do you think the Wildcats need to do against such an elite pitcher, UC Davis commit Jack Pizzolo?
Thank you, Hugo. Jack Pizzolo is a wonderful pitcher. He loves getting first pitch strikes in there. The Cardinal Newman Cardinals are 0-1 after a loss, 3-2, and St. Ignatius has one win and 2 ties. But really, I think the big keys to this game is going to be playing well fought through defense and finding pitches on the outside part of the zone and driving it to right field. If the Cardinals are able to do that, I feel like they'll be able to push through and find a W in this one.
Thank you, Paulo. And with that being said, it is time for first pitch. Archer Horn will lead off, playing a shortstop for the Wildcats. And here we go. Pizzolo, the umpire says play ball. Pizzolo at the belt, his first pitch. Hits the batter. That is painful. It's got to be something that really can kind of rough you up. First pitch to hit a batter. Julian, what do you think?
I think that's definitely something that just caught that SI dugout's attention. They're going to be looking in now, pretty locked into this game early.
So Emmett Johnson now coming in for SI. Very good left-handed hitter. Pretty sure he's got a college commitment. I think Cal. We'll see. We'll check on that in between innings. Pizzolo's first deal is a strike right down the middle, so he's got to be woken up. Maybe a little bit of a kind of wake-up call for SI on that first pitch beaning. Here we go. Throw back to the pickoff man.
It'll be interesting to see how aggressive SI is here early on the base paths.
Well, the runner on first is being extremely aggressive. Pizzolo comes set, ready for the pitch.
Nope.
He picks back to first, and the runner is safe.
Yeah, he'll pick back to first. This is going to be interesting. St. Ignatius, they're coming in this game. They've already knocked off a very highly touted team. One hit them, actually. Granada from Livermore, California, a team that was one of the best in the nation last year, came in at 5th ranked. And there's a pick back, and they got him.
There's that nasty move from Jack Pizzolo coming from the left side, something that's really hard for base runners to pick up on, even though he picked over 2 times before that. It's still just an absolutely disgusting move.
Well, here for the starting lineups for the Cardinal Newman Cardinals. On defense, we have Charlie Slater at third base, Mr. Mason Farrell at first, Jack Pizzolo pitching, Wood in the squat. We got
Chase Bromstad in the middle infield, along with J.V. Vazidis in the outfield. Rounding out the outfield from right to left, that pitch is high and away from Pizzolo. 2-1 now to Emmett Johnson. Yeah, from right to left field, we have Jace Woolley, Jack Jacobs, and Sawyer Bruno Carosi. And here we go. Pizzolo, 2-1 here, 1 out in the first inning. Pitch swung on and missed. Nice pitch there. Kind of beat him with that fastball.
Jack's staying aggressive despite, hitting the first batter. He's still going right after the second guy here. So far, we'll see how long it takes for the SI hitters to make an adjustment, especially to his velo. He's throwing at an elite level right now.
Here we go. Pozzolo, swing and a miss. He got him, sits him down on 5 pitches. And after what was a concerning leadoff hit by pitch, Pozzolo picks a runner off and strikes out the next one swinging. Now DJ Delaney comes to bat. He is a lethal left-handed hitter, right fielder.
I think that's one of the things with Jack that UC Davis really liked about him is even though, something may not go his way, he stays composed throughout the whole time and is able to constantly just respond and fight back.
That was great. Another great pitch from Pozzolo. He's really throwing that fastball quick. I think he's hit 90 at this point. Not in the game, but at this point in his career, I think he's hit 90. And that then brings up the question, is he going to pitch or will he hit at UC Davis? He fires in another strike, 0-2 now. Julian, what do you think?
I think we're starting to see a lot of focus on the hitting side of the ball. You have top prospects like Bryce Eldridge, Jack Caglione coming up through the minors, and a lot of MLB teams have had their focus on hitting. That's a ground ball to Jamie at second, goes to Farrell for first for the final out here as we head to the bottom of the first. But yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see what Davis does because either way, Jack Pozzolo is extremely talented on both sides of the ball.
And with that being said, it is the end of the top of the first. SI goes scoreless as Jack Pozzolo plays dominant baseball, and we will head to a break here. And we're back here. We will look at the batting order for the Cardinal Newman Cardinals. Batting first, Jack Pozzolo playing, starting on the mound. Number 11, he's a speedster, really good hitter. Sawyer Bunacarosi, back-to-back lefties opening for the Cardinals at the table-setting position. Sawyer Bunacarosi, and then you have Chase Bromstad playing shortstop. Madden White DHing. Jamie Vazidis playing second base. Jace Woolley batting 6th. He's playing right field. Mason Farrell batting 7th, playing first base. And Jacob Wood playing catcher, batting 8th. Finally, rounding up the batting order for the Cardinals is Jack Jacobs. Jack Pizzolo is able to foul that first pitch off. But with that being said, we will head to Paulo, who has stats from last game.
Well, thank you, Hugo. Jack Pizzolo didn't record a hit in this first game, even though he had 4 plate appearances. Sawyer, coming right after him, hitting in the 2 spot, is going to be batting. He has no batting average with no hits, and same with Chase Broomstad playing shortstop for today's game, and he does not have a hit on the season either. All looking for the first hit of the season in their senior year. Going back to you, Hugo.
Pizzolo faces pitch number 3 of the at-bat after going down 0-2, and he takes a high and outside fastball. Julian, what have you seen mainly from Chase Gordon already that can kind of tell you how he's going to fare here in this game? As Pizzolo, he swings one, belts it into the gap there in right and left, in center and left field, and he's down. It's down near the wall. It's collected, thrown back in to the shortstop, and Pizzolo has a leadoff double, his first of the year. Great at bat there for Jack Pizzolo. But going back to that, Julian, what do you think? What have you seen from Gordon that's going to kind of show how he's going to fare for the rest of this game?
Well, he was up 1-2 in that count, so he's attacking aggressive early. His off-speed seems to be on so far. Maybe just a mistake pitch there to Jack Pizzolo, so we'll see how aggressive he is going here to the second lefty, Sawyer Buonacorsi. But so far, looking pretty solid on the bump.
And Buonacorsi now, he'll show bunt. And it's a pitch in the dirt. Pizzolo thought about it. He'll steal now, and the throw goes into left field. Pizzolo slides. He gets up. He's coming home. The throw home is off, and Pizzolo crosses the plate. The Cardinals strike first and strike early. 1-0 Newman, and we haven't even finished the second at-bat yet.
It's one thing we were talking about with SI. We were going to see how aggressive they were with their base running, but so far Newman's been looking pretty good on the base paths. An aggressive move from Jack Pizzolo there, but ended up panning out, and the Cardinals now lead 1-0.
So, I mean, this has just been interesting. 1-0 now to Sawyer Buonacorsi. Carosi faces that one. Nice pitch there, dotted, as that is strike one. 1-1.
Beautiful movement on that. Looked like a little bit of cut action there. Was a pitch that is kind of falling off. You don't see that too much in high school, but that was pretty nasty.
Yeah, lefty on lefty. There's a nice pitch. That was slider in there?
Slider, maybe curveball, slurve?
Yeah. I mean, that started like it looked like it was going to hit Buonacorsi in the head, and it just kind of dipped, dove, and dodged its way in there.
Maybe sweeper in the new MLB terminology these days.
And that pitch strikes him out. Buonacorsi reaching for that one. And that is the first strikeout recorded for Chase Gordon. Now Chase Bromstad comes to the plate. He is someone you would expect to be committed at this point. He's 6'5". He's an incredible hitter, a little lanky, but Newman has been known to have these big hitters who are just a little lanky. They're guys that you don't really expect to do a ton of damage, but they house a ton of power. As Bromstad fouls off the first pitch.
Well, I think one thing with Chase is over time and his development through high school, he's really become good at being short to the ball, and he's really starting to use the opposite field gap more than he was in his earlier years, which has unlocked a whole new side of his game.
And here we go, Gordon, his pitch. Swung on and drifts right into left field. Bromstad is on base, and a little bit of trouble here early for Chase Gordon as Madden White heads to the plate. White, he's a guy who has a ton of power. Hit, some would say 440, 450 almost feet at Annalene High School last year. An incredible home run, just an absolute boom of power, to quote AJ and Big Justice.
Yeah, I think Madden is someone that's going to really become a key piece to this team as the season keeps moving. His power is unbelievable, and if he's able to just constantly watch a ball out of the pitcher's hand straight to his barrel, I think he's going to do some major damage.
So here we go. Second pitch coming. He took a little fastball there, and another one just a bit low there. Ball 1-1. Gordon, you mentioned that really aggressive approach. He's only got 12 pitches, but already 9 strikes on the day. So we're seeing two very similar pitches, both lefties. They are very aggressive. They're looking to throw strikes as White fouls that one off, and it is a 1-2 count with one out here, runner on first.
And I believe the difference for Gordon so far has just been 2 mistake pitches. He had a 1-2 count on Pizzolo, and he just left the fastball up. And then there on Chase, just a hanging curveball that kind of sat over the middle. But so far, he still has a chance to. He's not performing under in this game at all. He still has a chance to have a great outing.
As there's a grounder, they'll throw to second, back to first, through under the glove, and Madden White will be safe by way of fielder's choice. So 2 outs now. Crucial out there for the Wildcats.
And kind of going back to that, too, these are the mistakes. As much as you don't want them to happen at all, it's better for them to happen early in the game so you can correct them as the game goes on. And I think that's an adjustment we're going to see Gordon make with the level of talent and the eliteness that he pitches with.
So here we go. White takes his strides at first. Vazaitis up to the plate. Jamie, he is a star sophomore on this team. Takes a strike, another little kind of sweeper came in there at the top of the zone. Vazaitis, he is someone that is, like I said, yeah, he's kind of roared onto the scene here, starting his first game officially as a Cardinal Newman Cardinal, sophomore. He's one of the star sophomores on this team. We'll see after him Jace Woolley, and then eventually some other guys, Jacob Wood. He's another sophomore. Got a lot of youth on this team, a little bit more than you'd expect with the Cardinal Newman Cardinals team.
And I think with a lefty on the bump today, like you said, a lot of youth, and they're going to get a really good opportunity to show what they can do as Jamie lines a ball into right field. 2 on now. 2 outs for the Cardinals.
Yeah, Vazaitis, I mean, he keeps it up. He is, I think now he's, 2 for 2 possibly as a Cardinal? I don't think so. I think he's 2 for 3, but he had that great RBI base hit that put the Cardinals within 1 in the 6th inning. A lot of youth in that inning coming up big for the Cardinals. Caden Owen had the double, followed up by Jamie putting one into center field and bringing Owen home. And the Cardinals, they were nearly there, just couldn't get over the hump against the Wildcats. Whitney played a very complete game there, very solid game from them, and they are going to be looking to be lethal. Obviously, not to mention, all 3 of these teams are playing in the Boris Classic in April, so something to look forward to there as you have just a gauntlet of high school baseball, 4 games over 4 days, or over 3 days sometimes, but I'm pretty sure 4 games over 4 days, and what could be it's a showing of depth, really, is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best teams going head on, constantly. It's really it's an exciting time to prove what your squad can do as the count goes to 3-2-1 here with a strike, excuse me. Pitch looked a little bit outside, but the umpire gave it to him. I think one thing the Cardinals have done a really good job of so far, the Cardinal hitting, is they've been kind of waiting for that pitch, and that so far has been that curveball, which have taken the other way a few times.
And here we go, 2-1, fastball. Just got a bit ahead of it. Kind of saw it. His eyes got big, but couldn't get some wood on it. Or, well, I guess it's high school, so you could say get some metal on it. But here we go. Gordon trying to retire the side here. Newman already up 1-0, 2-2, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Woolley looks to call time. Umpire doesn't give it to him. Pitch is in the dirt. It bounces off the glove of the catcher. He can't find it. Madden White will round third. He was thinking about it, but he will check up as the Cardinals advance on the wild pitch.
Great job there by Madden White picking up Coach DeBenedetti at third. Looked like he might have had it, but either way, better to be safe than sorry, especially this early on in the game.
Yeah, I mean, these runs are going to become critical to Newman. Some thoughts about possibly limiting Jack Pizzolo in his first start here, just kind of getting him back into the way of things at starting pitcher. He is expected to go anywhere from 4 to 5 innings as Woolley fouls that one off. That's headed towards us, and it is behind us. So now 3-2 count
And I mean, it's early in the season, right? You know, this is a team that, you know, you mentioned the Boris Classic. That's a big tournament. That's also expecting to make a deep playoff run. So they want to make sure that their guys are ready and available when that time comes.
Exactly. Here's the pitch, and that one is fouled off. First baseman runs towards it. He is going to look to make the catch, and it is foul. So Woolley now heads into his 8th pitch of this at-bat against Gordon. 2 outs, 3-2, so any contact runners are going. If Woolley gets one into the outfield here, assuming it gets down, Cardinals could be up 3-0, and depending on how the SI has been fielding so far, could be anywhere from 1-0 to 4-0.
So far already, the Cardinals have already tied their hit total from last game. So doing a really good job of displaying their contact skills so far.
Yeah, and there's a foul ball. It is up and back right behind us. It's another foul. We'll head to the 9th pitch of this at bat. But if you're Whitney and if any of you are from Whitney listening to this game, I remember I took some pictures for your parents for JV last year. So if you're listening to this game, much appreciated. But if you're Whitney, you want the Cardinals to win this game. You want the Cardinals to beat Granada, because if you think about it, Newman, there's a strike. It's in the dirt, and the throw over to first got him. So drop third strike, they get him at first, and that retires the side. 1-0, Cardinals go 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for SI. But the Cardinals strike first and strike fast. Julian, what did you think of that first inning?
Like I was kind of mentioning before, it just looked like the Cardinals all of them really had a good approach at the plate. They went up there, they knew what they were looking for. Even in that last at bat, Jace was just fouling off that fastball. I think he was hoping to get that curveball, kind of like his teammates were. Unfortunately, that one just landed in the dirt, and it got him. But I think a really good approach at the plate so far, and using all sides of the field has been key and is going to be key for the rest of the game for the Cardinals.
We had Jack Pizzola back out there. Only threw 9 pitches last out, so he looks pretty solid to go far. He had the perfect game last year in playoffs against, I think it was Vallejo in the first round. Threw a perfect game. I think it was the school's first perfect game. Threw 18 strikeouts. It was an incredible game, something that really was, unheard of. High school perfect games are very interesting. I mean, our own boss, Dave Cox, he had the consecutive no-hitter record, 5 consecutive no-hitters, took it into the 6th. I'm sure it's consecutive no-hit innings. Definitely when he was at Sonoma Academy as the coach there, they had a great record going, great run, 5 consecutive no-hitters. That's got to be insane. You've got to be playing either incredible defensive baseball or get lucky with some teams that can't hit. But I mean, that's just, no matter who you're playing, that is an incredible record.
Kind of going back to earlier, we were talking about you know, which way Jack Pizzolo might go at Davis. You know, as great as he is on offense, he's a force to reckon with on the mound, and he's very hard to pick up, especially in his pickoff moves too. That's something that I know he takes a lot of pride in, because I've seen it firsthand, and I can also say after seeing it firsthand that it is very hard to pick up.
Yeah, the Cardinals up 1-0 here. 1-0 pitch now coming from Pizzolo. At the plate is A.J. Weininger. And that ball goes foul off the back. Didn't hit us, thank God. Another thing to mention, these two teams are Catholic schools. They're both out of some pretty competitive leagues. Newman in the NBL, SI in the WCAL, the West Catholic Athletic League, something that is a highly touted league, as Pizzolo gets Weininger to chase there.
Absolutely disgusting changeup. Beautiful movement off that, tunneled that right off of that first pitch fastball that he threw just a little bit outside.
So here we go. Yeah, these are 2 household programs. These are going to be programs that go far, as Pizzolo goes right down the middle and got him looking. What would Trevor Bauer say, Julian?
Say that was, I don't know. It wasn't a half swing, so it can't be a sword, but I think he would have given him a little window shopper.
Yeah, a little just looking.
Just looking.
So here we go. Bo Schaefer now at the plate. He's a power hitter for the St. Ignatius Wildcats. We'll see what he can do. Here's the pitch. Swung on and hit up. Wood gonna go over. It's going to be over by Farrell at first base. Farrell ranges over, and he got it. So a quick out there for the Cardinals.
Great play by Farrell, at least from our point of view. Kind of a tough sky today, so it's gonna be interesting to see how the fly balls are handled. One was already dropped earlier by the SI first baseman. That was that foul ball to the right side, and that great at bat by Jace Woolley. But yeah, we'll see how the sky affects the play here.
Here we go. We have the pitcher, the man on the mound, Chase Gordon, now facing off against Pozzolo, and that pitch is inside. Obviously, Pozzolo took him for a double in the top or bottom half of the first. We're in the top of the second here. Gordon looking to do the same. He's looking to get something started for SI. Still hitless here through 5 batters. Gordon, or through 7 batters, I guess, could say. He's in a 2-0 count early here against Pozzolo. Something Newman has is they're kind of, I mean, not really building a pipeline, one would say, but they have a good amount of people going to the Division I level, whether it be in the Big Sky or the Big West, or excuse me, whether it be in the Big West or in a higher place. But something to mention is that ball is popped up into center field around it, and arranging for the catch is Jack Jacobs as the Cardinals retire the side. Great job there by Jack Pozzolo to make it through that inning pretty quickly. But yeah, no, the Cardinals have a little bit of that pipeline, these D1s on the West Coast. Something mentioned, Tanner Bradley. He's at Oregon. They're like top 10 in the nation. Mason Lerma, he is making a huge impact as a starting pitcher at UC Davis. Diego Boardman at UC Riverside. Connor Rodnick, he is currently the bullpen catcher at UCLA, but something to mention is he's been taking a lot of reps with the first team. Could be considered a walk-on soon enough. Even caught some high-profile professional player that he said he could not mention due to signing a document. But he's caught some good players. He's a great player. He's a great catcher. Played incredibly for Newman last year. And you just look at that, like Newman to D1 and even D2 too. Newman to just college baseball in general is a huge pipeline. They'll continue this year with Pozzolo and Josh Janicelli going to UCSB.
And Coach DeBenedetti and just the whole staff in general kind of feeding off what the program and the culture is about. They've just done a really great job of developing these kids since they were freshmen. And one thing to mention especially is that just the standard that is set here. Every day you're expected to come in and work hard and constantly bring the biggest amount of effort that you can, and eventually that builds a certain type of discipline that is too good to not improve as a player.
Yeah, I mean, something to mention there. I mean, it's an incredible program built by Derek DeBenedetti. Norcal champions last year, NCS champions at the same time against Redwood, a team that was stacked with actually a UCLA commit. And just looking at it, we're going to head to a quick break. We'll be back with some stats and some insight from Paulo Maravilla. All right, we're back here. We'll have some stats from Paulo just in a second, but we're going to look at Mason Farrell. He'll come to the plate, and the first pitch is a ball from Chase Gordon. So when we get into relief, we talk about Pozzolo. He probably won't go farther than the 5th inning today, just kind of trying to get him limited, keep him in stride, ready for Granada again in Livermore. Game that will be started by Cardinal Newman ace Josh Janicelli, who surprisingly didn't have any earned runs. With that being said, it's 1-1. We'll head to Paulo to check on Jack Pozzolo's stats.
Well, thank you, Hugo. Jack Pozzolo has 2 full innings pitched today with 2 strikeouts, 1 hit batter, and a double, and a run as well. Jack Pozzolo, the UC Davis commit, is absolutely showing his true colors tonight, and it is outstanding. Now batting will be Mason Farrell. playing first base with the count being 2-1. Farrell has 2 at-bats with no hits, still looking for his first hit of the season. But going back to Hugo, talking about Coach DiBenedetti, Coach DiBenedetti has a strict schedule for his players, which is to go and work hard every day, show up to practice early, and to work your hardest. And I think that's a reason for getting to this point right now. But going back to you, Hugo, thank you.
Yeah, Cardinal Newman, they are known for their discipline. Thank you, Paul. That was great. With Mason Farrell walks there. Jacob Wood comes to the plate. Another one of these stud sophomores, Julian.
It's a good opportunity for the youth of this lineup to get a chance today versus the lefty and really prove what they can do, and kind of give Cardinals fans a glimpse of the future of what's going to be coming here in the upcoming years.
Yeah, Wood. He actually got some varsity reps last year. Played varsity during the playoffs as he pulls away on a bunt. Ball 1.
One thing of note too for the Cardinals is they really like to play small ball. You can tell so far. There's been bunts, aggressive base running, hits to the opposite field. Like they're really trying to just play fundamental baseball, which I'm sure after the game versus Whitney was a key thing that was mentioned and practiced throughout the week.
And small ball is the name of the game when it comes to Coach DiBenedetti. As we're gonna have a mound meeting, Will Coleman will go out to consult with his pitcher, Chase Gordon, after 2 consecutive balls in the dirt and a walk too. So Farrell on base. It's the 7-8-9 right now for the Cardinals. Farrell, Wood, and then Jack Jacobs. But you do not want to load the bases. You've got a guy who is very lethal. Already has a double on the day, as Paulo mentioned. Jack Pizzolo. You do not want to have him up with runners on. He will do some damage. The Cardinals already up 1-0. SI doesn't want to get this out of control.
I think that's a really great mound visit there by the catcher because, like you said, it's 7-8-9. This is really the spot in the order where you want to find it, and you really just don't want to turn it over to 1-2-3 with the bases crowded.
As that one is fouled back, it is headed for the stands. Hits a tree behind us. Wood making his first varsity start actually today against SI. Spencer Jacobs I don't think he was hurt, but he was just feeling a little bit uneasy before the game. He'll be back, I don't doubt, but Wood is an incredible catcher, so someone to mention is he swings through that one, and it's a strike, but it bounces off the catcher's glove as Mason Farrell takes second on a stolen base. So 2-2 now to Wood. There you go. Runner in scoring position for the Cardinals. Farrell showing a little bit of that speed. Will SI pick back? They will not. Gordon. He pitches. Nice pitch in the dirt. He did not go. And it is a 3-2 count now. Jace Gordon, he's already up there. 36 total pitches already. Not something you want to see from your starter. 36 pitches through technically 1 inning right now. We're in the bottom of the second. There's no out. 3-2. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled off. Great contact. It's going to be over by the wall, and it is caught. Farrell will tag up, and he will slide into third safely. Nice job of a sac fly there from Jacob Wood.
I think, Gordon was aggressive early. He's kind of shied off a little bit so far. The last few at-bats, he's been getting down in the count pretty early. But it's a good out there to get. It's a good workout pitch on that high fastball. And we'll see if he can manage to keep Farrell at third and get the final 2 outs of this inning.
Here we go. That would be a very Giants move here by Cardinal Newman. Not to mention a little bit of a self-hater. I'm a Giants fan. We're both Giants fans. All 3 of us are Giants fans. But, something we're hoping for a good season this year. Something we haven't had in a while. But,
we struggled with runners in scoring position on base this year, and we got the shortstop with the most RBIs in the MLB. So it's a good start. It's a good start.
It's a great start. Willie Adames, obviously, who Julian is talking about, as Jack Jacobs gives a nice healthy cut there, but swing and a miss. 1-1 currently to Jack Jacobs. 1-0 Cardinals lead. One out here. Runner in scoring position on third. Mason Farrell, he's been showing some speed. SI shows like they're thinking there's going to be a bunt here, which, as Julian mentioned, Newman likes to play that small ball, so I wouldn't be shocked. But at this point, the way that they've been fielding, if Jack Jacobs can get a nice little bounce, little roller there, hard roller to either shortstop, second, wherever it goes, we could see one go into right field, or we could see one go into the bullpen, or into the dugout. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch there from Gordon. He's dialing up that speed.
I think that's something that Chase Gordon may potentially be seeing right now. So far, these last few at-bats, he's been showing a lot of off-speed early, so maybe trying to minimize the bunt attempts here early.
Here we go. Gordon, 2-2 now. This will be a huge strikeout for him, and he got him. Swing and a miss from Jack Jacobs. He got him swinging. Nice job there by Chase Gordon, but it brings up Mr. Lethal, Jack Pozzolo. And as you can see, I've tracked his hitting since at least last year. That was, I think, when he made his varsity debut for Cardinal Newman, and his spray chart is pretty healthy. He can hit it pretty much anywhere on the field. And here's the first pitch to him. Gordon throws that sweeper in there for a strike.
One thing you see with him, too, is he really has power to all sides of the field. He's constantly, his batting stance, you can see, is really in his legs, almost like a Tony Kemp-esque from the left side of the, or sorry, not Tony Kemp, Matt Kemp-esque from the left side of the box. So something that you see in a lot of hitters that are really productive, and I think that he's definitely showed that so far in his high school career.
And the issues with accuracy and command already showing here for Chase Gordon as he threw a bit of a bounce pass there to his catcher. Luckily, his catcher was able to grab that, and Newman checks up on going home here. Here's the pitch. It is kind of hung up there. Grounder. Second baseman makes an effort, and it scoots its way into center field. Farrell will come home, and the Cardinals lead 2-0.
Another great at-bat there from the Cardinals. They're really kind of just waiting for that pitch. You can see it in their approach. So far, I believe probably 3 out of the 4 hits have just been on curveballs that have just kind of sat over the middle. So we'll see if Gordon can make an adjustment to that as the Cardinals get up to a early 2-0 lead.
And here comes Sawyer Bonacarosi. He struck out swinging in the first inning. And he takes ball 1. So Gordon into the 40s now, 46 through about an inning and a half. Question is, will SI bring anyone up in the bullpen anytime soon? As Pozzolo takes second, strike called in there, and Pozzolo, he got him. They call him out. Newman a little bit questioning that call, but I think he got him when Pozzolo slid in legs first, hit the bag first with his foot, but kind of slid off of it and went to grab it with his backhand, and they got him at second. So we will head to the top of the third inning. 2-0 Newman leads. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Cardinals as opposed to 0 in every category for St. Ignatius. Julian, what do you think from that last inning?
Well, kind of just like we've been talking about this whole game, the offensive approach for the Cardinals seems to be very they're very locked in right now. They clearly came in here with a game plan. They knew what was coming from the left side of the hill, and so far they've executed their plan pretty good, I would say.
Yeah, the Cardinals have been solid all around here in the hitting. We'll check in with Paulo Maravilla down in the dugout.
Hugo, yeah, I'd like to agree with Julian. I mean, like, going into this game, I don't think either of us really felt like a key to the game would be Jack Pozzolo, but Jack Pozzolo has come and shown out and shown his, again, true colors. He has two full no-hit innings with walk, and he's just shoving 2 hits, a single, or RBI, a run, and a double. And, yeah, I feel like the key to keeping this game where it is going to be Jack Pozzolo. And, yeah, thank you, Hugo.
Yeah, someone mentioned there with that great outing for Pozzolo. He's only gotten 17 pitches right now. That's something that I always look at when I'm doing stats for YSN is I look at the pitch count because pitch count can normally deem what's going to happen. And if you haven't had a bad inning by the third inning, you're going to go until at least the fifth, and that can be critical in high school baseball where it's 7 innings, not 9, as opposed to college where it is the full 9 innings. But Julian, what have you personally seen from Pozzolo that has been really kind of stood out to you on the pitching side of things?
Attacking early, attacking aggressively, and not shying away from his off-speed pitches in 0-2 counts, or 2-strike counts, I should say. He's has really good. He really believes in his stuff, is what I'm seeing right now, and so far it's paying off.
Here we go, Pozzolo. Head to the belt, top of the third here. We're going to just get started. Luke Vanderbroek on this up to the plate. That pitch goes across the belly button, but is called a ball, just a little bit out. Some of these times you kind of wish you had the new MLB rules where you could check a pitch, tap your helmet, but not yet. Newman, though, there's some stuff in the works, at least in the top high school baseball programs in California, with regards to pitch comm. I don't think Newman has anything just yet, but I've seen some other programs bring in and test out some stuff in scrimmages with pitch comm, whether it be the coach relaying the pitches to the catcher, or the pitcher just directly getting it from the catcher. At least what I saw with Whitney, they were yelling out the pitches to the pitcher, and it would change every inning. They changed the number sequence, and it was kind of like something I would compare to that code. I can't remember the code name, but in World War II, the Nazis had that unbreakable code until Alan Turing was able to break the code. And it was just something kind of interesting to see, because the coach would yell 1-3-5 as Jack Pozzolo strikes out another one. He gets Vanderbroek on a high fastball, got him swinging. Another great strikeout for Pozzolo, but you know that code is very interesting to hear him yell out. He'd be like 1-3-5, and they'd get a slider or something. And it would be very interesting. It was very interesting to see kind of how that relayed.
You know, the game is just evolving so fast nowadays, from player development to even like the new technology. I wouldn't even be surprised if there was a pitch clock in high school, as that ball is grounded in the right field. That's going to get through the 3-4 hole, and St. Ignatius has a runner on first with one away here in the top of the third.
Yeah, speaking of that code, that movie is one of Derek DeBenedetti's favorite movies, the one on Alan Turing and breaking the code. I can't remember what it's called, but he showed it to us last year. One of his all-time favorite movies. I was in his Algebra 2 honors class last year. Paul is in that this year. I think, Julian, you were in Algebra 2 at one point with DeBen.
Yeah,
I think all of us have been. So here we go, up to the plate after that nice base hit from Ryan Rosenthal as Jack Callan. He'll show bunt, and he fouled it off. So 0-1. Now, Pozzolo has gives up his first hit, not his first base runner on the day, hit the first batter on the first pitch of the game, but his pickoff game, as Julian mentioned earlier, has been lethal just on the way he strides as he tries to pick off Rosenthal. Farrell throws it back. Something that I'm sure Dave Cox will mention in the upcoming broadcast on YSN 365 is he taught Mason Lerma, gave him a little lesson on how to pick off when you're a lefty, because when you're a lefty, it's not, you don't have to flip around. You can pick over to first, and he'll go again. Farrell's glove has been just red hot from gather to tag.
Yeah, one thing I was just about to mention that was kind of emphasized when I played baseball was the confidence you have to have as a first baseman too, that you got the runner, even if you know you didn't get the runner. You always come up like you got the runner, and sometimes it works.
That pitch is in the dirt and outside. Good job by Wood. He's a defensive catcher. He's very good defensively. He can play. He can throw down to second. I don't know his pop time, but he's pretty solid. It's 1-1 now. Callan, the 9-hole hitter for SI. So SI will have Archer Horn. Very good table setter for them up next.
And I was lucky enough to play a year with Wood, and I can attest to that. He caught one of the games that I started, and just the way he goes about his business, the confidence he walks with, he understands what he's doing out there, and his prep is just absolutely immaculate.
Yeah, he's someone, I mean, you mentioned that confidence, and he's definitely confident as that pitch is just nearly folds the batter. Nice pitch there. Little dives away from the batter at the last second. Slider cutter action there?
Yeah, I would say maybe a little bit of a slider action. Had a lot more horizontal movement than I think you would normally see with a cutter.
The pitch swung on and fouled off. Yeah, I mean, looking at Pozzolo's arsenal, it's, I'm pretty sure it's fastball, slider, changeup. Does he have a curveball in there?
I would say a sweeper type curve. He kind of has a little bit of a 3/4 release, so it's not like a full 12-6. But you know, one thing, kind of like we just mentioned, his slider is very horizontal. It doesn't have very much depth. It's not up and down at all. So that makes that sweeper look even more like 12-6. And then it's coming at you and it breaks in. It's just absolutely disgusting. And the repertoire it perfectly fits his style.
So here we go, 2-2. Pozzolo, swing and a miss. Drop strike. Wood decides to go to second with it, and Callan will take first. So runners are, excuse me, no, actually, oh, because there was a runner on first. The batter was automatically out, but the runner decides to take second. So he's safe on a stolen base. Good heads-up base running there by Rosenthal. And with that being said, we will head to Paulo as SI has someone in the bullpen.
Thank you, Hugo. Number 19, Spencer Guido, a senior, is going to be warming up in the bullpen for the St. Ignatius Wildcats. I do not have his stats, but what I can tell, he's a senior, and he will most likely be coming in the third inning to relieve Gordon. Going back to you, Hugo.
Yeah, you see that kind of interesting. See that at least at Newman a little bit. Some coaches decide to send guys over to the bullpen to motivate their starters early. Gordon, he's a little bit up there with his pitch count, so SI is going to look to see how they're going to regulate it. It's a nice pitch there from Pozzolo. Great strike there as he starts 0-1. Rosenthal on second, the first runner SI's had in scoring position at this point. He calls time to tie his shoe, and they've got the right guy they want. Archer Horn, he was hit by a pitch on the first pitch of the game. And then on deck is Emmett Johnson. So a 1-2 punch for St. Ignatius. They're looking to put anything up on the board here against Jack Pozzolo, who has just been so lethal so far already. I believe three or four strikeouts. Could be an early candidate for player of the game with that double and brought home a run. So 0-1 now. Pozzolo communicates with Wood, and we'll see what he's got in store for Horn. Checks back at second. Checks a second time. Throws, and it's a high fastball swung on and fouled off. Far off there. One of Cardinal Newman teachers, Joe Frias over there looking for it.
Something we kind of mentioned too earlier with the Cardinals is it's the same thing that applies to SI. You know, Gordon is going to be a fundamental part to St. Ignatius this season, so they want to make sure that they're putting him in a position to be successful not only now but also later.
Another, you know, I mentioned earlier that these two teams are both Catholic schools, and Mr. Frias, he happens to be a religion teacher here at Cardinal Newman Theology, and he's a former SI teacher. So another person with, you know, emotional kind of they're on both sides of the ball here. They're rooting for both teams. Paulo, I'm hoping, is rooting for Newman. His dad did go to SI, but as a Newman student, we're unbiased here. There you go, ball on the outside. Wood thought he got him. Pozzolo was already walking off the mound. The umpire says, no, no, no.
And a great at-bat here from Archer Horn. Got down 0-2 early, and he's just been absolutely fighting off-speed fastball.
Yeah, something to mention there. Pozzolo, he's thrown two-thirds of his pitches have been strikes. 22 strikes, 11 balls, 33 total pitches. Here comes Pozzolo. His pitch swung on and fouled off. Another great foul there for Archer Horn.
We'll see if, obviously, there's 2 outs right now, but later on in the game, if SI is able to get runners in scoring position, if they maybe start to take a page out of Newman's book and play that small ball game as we get moving on into the later innings.
Well, yeah, SI, they can play to a tie. They've played to a tie twice this year. Very interesting. Not many times you'll see a team tie in a baseball season, at least in high school, and definitely not see him tie twice. Here we go. From the belt, looking. He'll throw. It's a little high in there. Great job by Horn. Good awareness.
Kind of fits the timing, I guess. Spring training's going on in the MLB. It's the only time ever in Major League Baseball that there will be ties in games. So,
yeah, I mean, it's something that, I wish in spring training, I think something I saw coming out of the Pioneer League in Idaho and Wyoming when I'm up there is when it goes to extra innings, instead of going to extra innings, they go to a home run derby, which I wouldn't want to see that to win a World Series or to win an actual regular season game, but maybe, trot out your best prospect as that pitch is fired high and away for a ball. It'll be a full count with 2 outs here. Runner on second for SI. Pozzolo will look to gun down Horn, who has just played so well in this at-bat. But, that would be something worth, I think, introducing in spring training at least. They're using those independent leagues to test out some new rules, pitch check and all that, pitch calm. As that strike, he got him, Horn! Got him with the breaking ball. Horn thought it was a strike. He's a little bit disenfranchised there. But that pitch, I mean, looking at it, that pitch kind of, I think that says strike. I'd say that says strike. That dropped right into the zone. Nice pitch there from Pozzolo.
either way, a phenomenal at-bat from Horn. But yeah, Jack Pozzolo is looking really strong here early so far. He's making his pitches. He's battling too, They always say, the hitters have to battle in the box, but you also have to battle on the mound as a pitcher. There's a lot that goes into that, so.
Yeah, Gordon will come back on for SI. 46 pitches total, 28 strikes, 18 balls. He's been decent right now for SI, but he heads into his third inning of work. Something he's looking to hold off a run here for SI, try and get them back in this game. It's high school baseball. Anything can change on the fly, especially with SI. They're playing in a really tough league this year. You got Archbishop Reardon. You've got Valley Christian, the number 3 team in the state right now, the number 1 team in Norcal. You've got a great pitcher, Rohan. He's committed to USC, throws, I think, 97 he topped out at over the summer. He's a very, very good pitcher. And so they're the picks to win the WCal, but you've got a stacked league there. And speaking of Valley, Newman will actually face Valley next Friday in San Jose in what will be no doubt an incredible game. I bet Pozzolo gets the nod to go on the bump against Ukiah in a game that could be on YSN 365 next Wednesday. But then we talk about that game against Valley. It's going to be a battle of 2 very, very solid pitchers and going to 2 very, very solid teams. USC and UCSB actually played last night. USC went to Santa Barbara and lost that game. I think it was 8-1. Dominant win for UCSB. Definitely bumps them up in the rankings, especially after the Trojans knocked off Vanderbilt over the weekend. But Julian, I mean, you see these 2 teams. You saw Valley actually when you were playing JV baseball for Newman, and even at the varsity level too. What have you seen that just makes them a household program, just like Newman and SI?
Well, they kind of just like you said, just like Newman and SI, they play with a lot of pride, and there's a certain culture and expectation there, and they're very electric. There's not a lot of history in the series between the Cardinals and Valley Christian, but both games have just been absolutely just on fire, you could say, in quote. Both of the teams have just played their heart out and absolutely put on a phenomenal display.
Bonacarosi fouls this one off, and it'll even the count, 1-1 here.
Mr. Frias getting targeted a little bit over there.
A little bit. And, 1-1 now to Sir Bonacarosi, number 1. He hasn't seen a lot of varsity reps, at least last year. He's seen a lot more this year as a senior. Bit of a smaller guy in stature, but in terms of hitting, he is very good. And he is also very, very fast, someone who you do not want to take your eyes off on the base paths.
Yeah, for sure. Very fundamentally sound player too. Plays a great left field, and kind of like we were mentioning earlier with Chase too. He's really developed his swing path, and you can see there short to the ball as he lines one into shallow center field, and a great play made by the shortstop Archer Horn as one is away here in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, I mean, you said it right there. I mean, he's short to the ball, got nice contact on it. Horn, he's one of the best in Northern California. So, don't expect to get a ton past him. He made a great diving catch there as Chase Bromstad comes to plate. He's 1-for-1 with a single and an RBI in the first inning as he pops this one into right on the first pitch. It's over on it is Delaney, and he'll make the catch for 2 outs. So SI getting it going here a little bit quicker in this third inning. This could provide some good length to Chase Gordon's game. He's already at 51 pitches. So 85's normally there's no real pitch limit in high school, but 85 is the limit where you go. You have to sit out, I believe, 5 games, 5 days, 5 days.
Believe so, yeah.
Gordon fires that one just off the outside to Madden White. He reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning, but it is called a strike.
Looks like Gordon's starting to settle in a little bit more, maybe a little amped up those first few innings, but so far, first pitch strikes as this is a ground ball to third, thrown across the diamond to first, and that is going to conclude the bottom of the third. Newman still up 2-0 here as we head to the top of the fourth.
And we're back here. Sorry, I had to go run some waters. We are just about ready to start the top of the fourth inning. St. Ignatius looking for their first run of the game. And they are aggressive on that first pitch. Emmett Johnson, he struck out swinging last time up. 0-for-1 on the game. He fouls that one off. So Jack Pizzolo now, his first pitch is on the outside. So Newman, we'll head to Paulo for an update here in a second on Jack Pizzolo's outing so far. He has been electric as he gets a nice cut there from Emmett Johnson, but just a little bit out front on that one. Joan, what have you seen from Johnson? He's a good hitter, no doubt, but Pizzolo has just been able to kind of beat him.
Well, you can see the way he walks up to the plate. He's hitting with confidence, and he's absolutely just looking to do damage as that one is fouled off. Pretty much right back at it. It's just a little bit high, hits off the net. But, yeah, I think this is somebody that's going to be an absolute key factor for St. Ignatius as this season progresses.
So here we go. After Johnson's at-bat, we'll head to Paulo for the update on Pizzolo because could have even more strikeouts after this. His pitch is swung on and fouled off again by Horn. Horn has just been really early, or he's been early to the ball, but he has been kind of staying in there, keeps his bat in the zone for a while.
That's something that comes with a lot of practice over time. A lot of hard work goes into that. Having your swing path, be in the zone for a long time, like you just mentioned, is something that you see, something the collegiate level takes a lot of notice of, and something that is really important and fundamental in being a productive hitter on the field.
Another foul there from Johnson. DJ Delaney waits on deck. Power hitter, lefty for SI, the right fielder. Here we go, the Wildcats. 1-2, pitch coming. Swung on and missed. Got him on the breaking ball. That is A 6th strikeout for Pozzolo. And with that said, we will head over to Paulo, who has an update.
Hugo, Jack Pozzolo has 3 full innings with 1 hit, 6 strikeouts, and what 1 hit batter Jack Pozzolo is absolutely showing and absolutely shoving today. Jack and Joshua Giannicelli are typically depicted as a dynamic duo here at Newman, with the only two, through the first 2 games, they're the only 2 pitchers who have actually pitched in the game through 7 whole innings. But yes, going back to Hugo, but thank you very much.
And we are back here. Jack Pozzolo has just been, as Paula said, shoving. That last pitch, he had a pitch that I think might have gone to 90. It was dealed in there with some fire.
I was just about to say that might have been clocked pretty high. That had some zip on it. We could hear it from here, and we even got the headsets on. So.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of went crazy after that one. I did not expect that. And, you know, funny enough with Newman is it's kind of like built on this side of this hill. There's the signature cross you can see from the 101 when you come north. As that one is fouled off by Delaney. 0-2 still to him. One out here in the top of the 4th. But there's quite a few houses built here, so you can get some really good views of the ballpark and even Newman football field from if you live here or near Cardinal Newman, as that one is high, nearly hit Delaney. Good job by him to get out of the way there.
One impressive thing I'm seeing from Jack so far is that he's using every pitch to build off another. You know, we were talking about kind of earlier how the game is evolving so quickly, and one thing that you're starting to see really emphasized on the mound is tunneling your pitches. And we see even if he misses high with a ball, he'll throw another curveball off of that that'll start in almost the same spot and kind of land in the zone, and that's something that he can really use and play to his advantage.
So 2-2 now. Another high pitch on that one. High fastball. Trying to get Delaney to chase, but as Julian just said, he goes high and then he'll dip low, and we'll see if he can dip low here once again. Swing and a miss. He got him on a fastball right in the strike zone. Buried there by Pozzolo. Another strikeout for him as he gets up to 7 now on what has been an incredible game for Jack Pozzolo. Now we've got A.J. Weiniger coming to the plate. What's his last name? How do you pronounce his last name? Weiniger. Okay, cool. Thank you. So Weiniger is at the plate. Here's the pitch, and it is a ball high. And here we go. One-0. Ball is outside. 2-0, 2 outs. And pitching coach Flowers will head to the mound. Julian, you had quite the experience here pitching for Cardinal Newman, coming out of, kind of Healdsburg-Windsor pipeline there, pitching, being just a dominant player, coming to Newman, which is just an incredible program. You had some time with Coach Flowers.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Flowers really, he puts a lot of thought, and there's always a purpose to whatever he's having you do that day. There's always a reason behind, why you're pitching with you're always pitching with a certain intent, and that even goes as far as even just the whole program in general. There's a real intent behind it, from catch play all the way to hitting your cutoffs, to having a certain approach at the plate with runners in scoring position. There's always an intent behind it, and that's something that's really emphasized on the pitching side of the ball.
Yeah, now mound meeting has concluded. Here we go, 2-0. Pozzolo, not yet hit the 50s. He's in his 40s now. So Newman going to he has 50 total pitches now, 34 strikes, 16 balls. He's been shoving so far, as both Julian and Paulo mentioned. Here's the pitch, and that one's in the dirt. So 3-0 now to Weininger.
Jack's been pretty consistent so far. This is one of the very few counts where we've seen him down, especially all the way in 3-0s. I believe his first 3-0 count of the ball game.
Here's the pitch. And that one is down the middle. Nice strike there, dealt in by Pozzolo. So he's trying to work back in this count, 3-1. Waiting on deck is Bo Schaefer. He could tie this game up. He's got some good power. So Pozzolo not willing to give up a base runner, but he does. Ball in the dirt, and Weininger is on first now after the walk. Bo Schaefer comes to the plate. He popped out last time to first base on the first pitch, I believe, actually. 2 outs now. He's going to look to do some damage here for SI, try and bring it within 1, or try and even tie it up here. It's the interesting thing about baseball. With one swing of the bat, you can tie this game up. SI only has 1 hit, and he'll put it into left field. It's radio. It's radio. It's radio, yeah. So a nice base hit there from Schaefer, and runners on first and second. SI attacking aggressively.
See kind of Coach Flowers pacing around the dugout a little bit. Maybe time to make a move, sending someone to the bullpen here shortly.
And they will. They're going to send some people out there. We'll have Paulo with an update at the conclusion of this inning or this at-bat, whatever happens first, as there is a strike in there to Chase Gordon. Pozzolo looking to make Chase Gordon chase some pitches here as Gordon, pitcher, both lefty on lefty here. Gordon, lefty pitcher, he's been dealing decently. He's also in the 50s around Pozzolo. Pozzolo fouled off by Gordon. This has definitely been the inning for SI to kind of get deep and try and get Pozzolo off of the mound here. 58 total pitches so far for Jack Pozzolo. So it's definitely something you mentioned, Coach Flowers, pacing around the dugout. He's going to be looking at that pitch count, getting ready to make some changes.
Very good opportunity here for Gordon to help himself out, as that is strike 3 called down the middle. A slider, maybe a little bit of swerve action there from Jack Pozzolo, as that will conclude the top of the 5th, excuse me. St. Ignatius not able to cash in there.
So yeah, so now we head to the bottom of the 4th, and we'll check in with Paulo with who's out there for the Cardinal Newman Cardinals.
Oh, is he coming in?
He's in the bullpen. He's in the bullpen. You're good.
Coming in, number 14, senior. Fletcher's playing baseball for 4 years here at Newman. Plays first base as well. Andrew Fletcher, number 14, is going to be in the bullpen. Fletcher playing baseball for 4 years here at Newman, around 6'2", 190 pounds. Fletcher is a senior, and he's got a nasty fastball with a good off-speed slider.
Yeah, mic cut out. A little bit of mic issues there, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies on that. We'll get that sorted out. But with that being said, we will head to a break here.
It was on mute.
Splash. It was. Wait, yeah.
He was working
Oh yeah, no.
Taking over play-by-play here for Hugo in a second. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Strike 1 to Jamie. Gordon kind of settling in here so far after a rocky start to the first 2 innings. This is a fastball that misses low and in, bouncing off of the blue behind the catcher.
Yeah, so Voziidis, kind of hard to pronounce his last name. He is headed to the plate. He's 1 for 1 with a single. Nice job by him. Nice little piece of hitting, as that pitch is another bounce pass to the catcher. Hits off the catcher's hand. We'll check on him, see if he's okay. 2-1 here to Jamie.
It's kind of something we saw early with Gordon. You know, these last few innings, he's been pretty good at attacking, but we kind of saw in that first inning he was aggressive. The second inning he seemed like a little more hesitant in his pitches. The last few innings he's been pretty solid, but down 2-1 in the count so far.
2-0. Newman leads here in the bottom of the 4th. 2-1 pitch to Voziidis is in for a called ball. Just a little low there. 3-1. Gordon, 57 total pitches. We mentioned that SI had some players up, had some pitchers up in the bullpen. They have someone up there currently. We'll check on that with Paulo as Jamie walks here, and that'll bring up another sophomore, Jace Woolley. So with that said, we will check on who's in the bullpen for St. Ignatius with Paulo.
Thank you, Hugo. Number 19, Spencer Guido, is still down there after a full inning of getting ready for the big one. But as we can see, I believe a coach is heading down there, and I believe the head coach is heading to the mound for a pitching change. It looks like Spencer Guido will be coming into the game. If that's the case, passing it to you, Hugo.
Yeah, so as Paulo mentioned, no full catcher action yet. But, yeah, Spencer Guido in the pen for St. Ignatius. He pitched a little bit against Redwood. I think he actually pitched. He was the main pitcher for SI against Granada. He is very good. He can bring a lot to the table for the Wildcats, and really kind of calming down this Newman offense, as the umpire is going to come to the mound to break up the mound meeting. Here we go. So Newman has Jace Woolley at the plate. 2 sophomores back-to-back, actually 3 sophomores back-to-back. Wood waiting on deck here. Cardinals look like they're going to be bringing, or excuse me, it's Mason Farrell on deck, and then it's Jake Wood. But Voziidis taking his lead at first. Bunt shown by Woolley, and he fouls it back. That was a far bunt. So 0-1 now to him. Gordon having a little bit of command issues. We kind of expected it. I was told a little bit earlier by a few players that was the scouting report. He has some problem with control, but outside of that, he's a decent pitcher. He's looking at Voziidis. Voziidis will go. It's fouled back by Woolley, and it lands right behind us. So here we go. 0-2 now to Woolley. Woolley's been making contact, had that bunt fouled off, and had a nice contact there. Chase Gordon trying to go the distance here in the 4th inning, but it is looking unlikely. 0-2 with no outs so far, as that ball is in the dirt. So Julian, I mean, you know, if you're in Gordon's shoes here, you being a pitcher, I mean, you're a righty, but what are you looking to do to kind of get out of this inning?
I think just trying to focus on pitch by pitches. That's a line drive to the shortstop, caught in a double play for St. Ignatius, and that's exactly what Gordon needed there. Now 2 away in the inning. Not much Jamie could do there at first. He did freeze like you were always taught throughout Little League, but a beautiful play there by the shortstop Archer Horn, who's someone we've just been absolutely raving about, absolutely multi-talented. But yeah, I think right now it's important for Gordon to focus, you know, just on pitch by pitches. This is another little pop-up to the shortstop Archer Horn. He will make the play. But yeah, I think for Gordon, just staying within himself, trying to execute his pitches to the best of his ability and just having confidence on the mound. He's done pretty solid so far up to this point.
Yeah, so with that being said, we will head to a break here. Pozzolo coming back onto the mound, but Gordon, I mean, I asked you that question, and right there, he got out of the inning. Great job by Chase Gordon. Jack Pozzolo, he's got 59 total pitches currently. He'll stay on the mound and face Luke Vanderbroek when we come back. All right, Paulo is down in the bullpen for us, and he will get us a little bit of an update on Andrew Fletcher.
Thank you, Hugo. Talking to Coach DeBenedetti before the game, he was talking about a key to the game will be defense. The Cardinals have shown that throughout the majority of the game to the point that we are at now. The Cardinals are up 2-0 against the Wildcats, and Andrew Fletcher, number 14, the senior, who is 6 foot tall and 180 pounds, will be warming up. He throws almost sidearm, but he is a great pitcher. He's got a good fastball, good slider, and heading back to Julian. Hugo, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the update, Paulo, as we are set and ready to start here at the top of the 5th inning. Question is, will they let Pozzolo go farther? And I think it all relies on how he attacks this inning. So there's a pitch just called a ball in the outside corner. Julian, I mean, I guess, yeah, you could call that a ball, but that's been called a strike a couple times the other way. But nevertheless, Pozzolo, the belt, the pitch, he's in the dirt. Julian, what do you think? The Cardinals going to let Pozzolo finish the inning, or do you think they're going to throw Fletcher in there at one point?
I think it really depends on how Jack Pozzolo is able to conduct himself in the count throughout the first few at-bats here, but so far he's down 3-0, so I'm not sure. We'll see if he's able to come back in this count, maybe get a next pitch ground ball to the shortstop and get out of it. But we'll have to see how he can if he can maintain his consistency in getting ahead in the counts, and I think that will really determine how long he goes.
Yeah, Luke Vanderbroek, he's 0 for 1 with a strikeout swinging, and there's another strike there from Pozzolo. Nice job there, dotting the strike zone.
One thing of note too, kind of adding to what Paulo said, Andrew does come from a little bit of a sidearm release, and almost in a Logan Webb type of way. In facing him, this fastball has more like of a sinker movement. It's not very flat, and he does produce a lot of ground balls, which is perfect opportunity for the Cardinals to display their defensive abilities.
Yeah, and now we will have a full count. Vanderbroek thought that one was a little bit outside. It was the same location kind of as the first pitch of the at-bat. It was called a ball, and Vanderbroek swings through it. Strikeout number 9 for Jack Pozzolo. He battles all the way back from a 3-0 count and strikes out the batter, but it brings up another problem. Ryan Rosenthal, he is the one of the 2 hits, had the first hit of the ball game for SI. Little nice oppo piece between the second and first baseman. He might be able to have that now as the sun's peeking up through the clouds. The cows are grazing up on the cross, and Jamie Vazilitis and Mason Farrell are having a little bit of a tough time seeing through that glare. Rosenthal, though, he's already up 1-0.
From my time in playing right fielders, that's a single right up the middle for Rosenthal, so the St. Ignatius Wildcats will have someone on with 1 out. Still 2-0 Cardinals here in the top of the 5th inning. But in playing right field for a couple years here at Newman, I can say as it starts to get more towards that 4:35-ish time, that sun does start to become a little bit more of a problem than you would think.
Yeah, a little droop down. And that being said, Derek DeBenedetti will head out to the mound to check on his pitcher, Jack Pozzolo. Pozzolo currently 67 total pitches. They'll see what he can do. This last batter. Question is, they're not all meeting as a form of getting putting Fletcher in. I mean, assumedly, if Fletcher does come in, Pozzolo will move to the outfield, which then we'll figure that out when it comes to it. But Jack Callan's on now. He struck out looking. Ryan Rosenthal moved up on that strikeout. And we'll see what Pozzolo can do. He's got 43 strikes, 24 balls, 67 total pitches. Summarizing his outing today and what is his pitching debut of the season, or well, not his pitching debut, but his first start of the season. Julian, what have you seen?
Look, I think he's just he knows he knows what he can do. You know, there's a reason he's committed to UC Davis and he's going to play ball at a very high collegiate level. And he really trusts his stuff. And like we've been kind of mentioning this whole game, even when he falls back, he still knows he can work himself back into these counts and have a productive outing.
Another pickoff attempt for Pozzolo. He's looking for Rosenthal to try to move up here. So far, Newman keeping this shutout. 3 hits so far for SI as opposed to Newman's 2 runs and 4 hits. Something to mention though, the Cardinals have been held hitless since the 2nd inning. So great job by Chase Gordon to kind of bounce back and salvage some innings in what is, you know, SI's very deep in, well, not deep into their season, but they're a lot deeper in their season than Newman is. They've already played 3 games. This is their 4th. Newman just their 2nd. SI's got some more games coming up this week and a few more next week. And they're going to look for more innings from their guys. They're a little bit deeper in the pitching department than Cardinal Newman, but if they can limit Guido to maybe an inning or 2, that is always going to help them as that pitch is inside to start off Jack Callan. I've been talking for about a minute, and there hasn't been a pitch thrown in the at-bat.
I think Chase Gordon really did a good job today of showing his resilience, working through adversity early and still keeping this game within 2 runs and more than an attainable amount for St. Ignatius to come back from. As that's a strike at the bottom of the zone from Jack Pozzolo. But I really think that's one of the reasons why the coaches are so impressed and high on him, because he's constantly showing his ability to bounce back.
So here we go. Pozzolo, he'll step off and take his time. He's about to hit pitch number 70. And we are looking at another pitcher in the bullpen for the Cardinals as Pozzolo will pick back. And we will head to Paulo to get the scoop.
Interestingly enough, number 5, Joshua Geneselli, the UC Santa Barbara commit, is going to be warming up in the bullpen at the current time. Andrew Fletcher was warming up maybe 15 minutes ago, but apparently they made the switch to warm up Josh. Just a reminder, the Newman Cardinals have played 1 game this whole season, and only 2 pitchers have pitched in these games. Joshua Geneselli and Jack Pozzolo, who's currently pitching right now with pitches 71 and 72 right there. Back to you, Hugo.
And Archer got a nice little piece there. Thanks, Paulo, for the update. Yeah, Josh Geneselli, that would be an interesting poll for the Cardinals, putting him in here. I mean, it would be it's Thursday. Yeah, it's Thursday. Week's been kind of weird for me. It's Thursday. He'll most likely start against Granada. I mean, he can work on short rest, but 2 days. This is kind of ambitious to possibly throw him as that throw the outside, and back is Rosenthal on the pick there.
Well, and talking to multiple players on the team this week, I think that they originally thought that the 1-2 was going to be Jack and Josh. So it's kind of interesting to see Andrew go up there and get warm. We maybe thought Josh was going to be, like you mentioned, rested for the weekend, the big game versus Granada, but he appears to be up in the pen and looking to get ready to go here.
Yeah, talk about a battle right now. Callan heading into his 5th pitch, but he's fouled off the last 2. 1-2 count for him here with 1 out. He is kind of elongating this at bat for a guy that the Cardinals don't really want up. Archer Horn, he can do some damage at the plate, the leadoff hitter. Rosenthal already on base, but Callan gets struck out by Pozzolo. That is strikeout number 10. Pozzolo looks to Coach DeBenedetti, and that is it. DeBenedetti will come in, and Pozzolo's day is done. But a incredible day for Jack Pozzolo, and it looks like Andrew Fletcher will come to pitch here. Rosenthal on first, Archer Horn up, 2 outs here. Cardinals still lead 2-0. But look at the final totals with Paulo once we have him there. But we'll take a break here as Fletcher takes on his first. All right, now we are back here, and Julian, Andrew Fletcher coming into pitch here for the Cardinals. Jack Pozzolo heads out to center field. What do you think of Jack's outing?
I think Jack just put on a phenomenal performance and really set the tone for the Cardinals in this game. He was locked in all game, which is something that you would expect from a type of player like Jack. I think Andrew comes in here, it's the top of the 5th, 2 outs, maybe looking to set up Josh Giannicelli to close this one out. This is an important game to the Cardinals after dropping the first one to Whitney.
And there's a nice pitch there from Andrew Fletcher to Archer Horn. 0-1 now with 2 outs. We'll check out the final stat line for Jack with Paulo, who's in.
Thank you, Hugo. Jack Pozzolo finished off the day with 4 2/3 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts, 4 hits, and 0 earned runs. That does not affect his ERA. His ERA will stay at a 0.00 ERA, and it brings his season total to 7 total innings pitched and 13 strikeouts in the season. Joshua Giannicelli has officially came out of the bullpen, and into the game for Jack Pozzolo will be Andrew Fletcher. Thank you, Hugo.
And Jack Fletcher in the game. Josh awaiting possibly a call in the 7th inning to close things out, as Julian was mentioning. 0-2, Fletcher deals and tried to get him to chase. Again, that sidearm delivery, definitely different. Something that they're going to have to adjust to, and ambitious from Coach DeBenedetti. Put Fletcher in against the 1-2-3 of this order for SI. So the question is, will Giannicelli come in next inning or the 7th? I would assume the 7th, as there's a nice pickoff attempt from Fletcher. It skipped up and over the batter. Nice job by Mason Farrell to scurry to the ball and make sure that it didn't get out of hand. 1-2 currently.
One thing to mention about Fletcher too, with the runner on first, he's very quick to the plate. So in trying to limit runners from getting in a scoring position, that's something that's probably Coach DeBenedetti was looking at and exploring his options.
As that pitch is also in the dirt from Fletcher. So, Horn, he's looking to get something going here for SI. 2-2 with 2 outs. Wildcats need something. Runner on first, it's Ryan Rosenthal. Question is, will he steal? He stole his last time on base. That pitch is swung on and driven. Right field, way back there, bat flip, it's gone! And SI ties this ball game up. What a piece of hitting from Archer Horn. Julian, your thoughts?
That kind of hard to find words right now. That's not something you see very often in high school. That ball was hit all the way up onto the roof of the softball batting cage. Absolutely destroyed. I think Archer kind of went up there. He was reading Fletcher when he was warming up. He saw that curveball a few times, and I think he timed that up perfectly and just absolutely destroyed it.
Yeah, destroyed is
Understatement.
could even be an understatement. That was really nice job there by SI. Now, the good thing for Fletcher, only 2 out, or already 2 outs, so not something he has to work out of, or not something he has to really work out of. No, like, deep pickle with no outs. He's lays one over the plate. It's hit on the ground. Bromstad in the dirt, but a great job to pick it by Mason Farrell, and the Cardinals retire the side. But SI gets their damage done here in the 5th inning. We are tied heading to the bottom of the 5th as Jacob Wood comes to the plate for the Cardinals. All right, we're back here for the second, for the bottom of the 5th, and we will go to Paulo as SI has a new pitcher on the mound.
Thank you very much, Hugo. I believe the pitcher is number 19, Spencer Guido. He's been warming up in the pen for about 2 innings, and let's see what he has. I'm not sure based off of his player reference page, but I don't know what he has, but warming up in the Cardinal Newman bullpen at the current moment would be number 22, Chase. How do you pronounce that, Hugo? Bromstad. But yeah, thank you very much, Hugo, and going back to you.
And I mean, the shock there for Cardinal Newman is Archer Horn with one swing of the bat barreled it. That was.
I mean, we've been talking about all day the level of talent that's there, and he finally got his pitch. And let me tell you, he did not miss it for a second.
And we have another development in the Cardinal Newman dugout. We'll get to Paulo there in a second. Jacob Wood will come to the plate to face off against Guido. Question is, did Gordon enter, or did Gordon stay in the game? He did. He's at first base. Chase Gordon at first base as that pitch is in there for a ball. 1-0 to start here for Guido.
One thing with Horn too that we haven't even mentioned yet is that on the bump, I mean, I've been speaking to multiple Cardinal players earlier this week. I've been told he's been up to 92. So this is really a guy that's looking like a generational talent right now.
Yeah, see, I mean, I think he's committed to Cal, I'm pretty sure. He'll be a great pickup for them. He's definitely a well-rounded player. SI has some action in the bullpen. We'll get to that with Paulo. Makai Fagata, this junior, waits on the deck for the Cardinals. That's a nice little slide action there from Spencer Guido on the outside. And it is 2-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Kind of looked like he's a little early on that. And Fagata now comes to the plate. Number 27, Makai Fagata. Here we go. Coach DeBenedetti is going to come over and deliver the change, and we will head to Paulo with that update in the St. Ignatius bullpen.
Thank you very much, Hugo. In the St. Ignatius bullpen, number 11, Archer Horn, who's been playing shortstop, I believe, for the majority of the game. He's a junior, and he's going to be warmed up in the bullpen. But this new pitcher has been absolutely dicing up these Cardinal Newman hitters as Makai Fagata takes the ball. Back to you, Hugo.
So here we go. As Paulo mentioned, Spencer Guido's been having quite a day here. He's been a very solid pitcher all year for SI, making yet another appearance, and he's got another great strike. 1-1.
Archer Horn might get a chance to show what he can do on the mound, too. He just helped himself out a little bit there with that homer.
So, ball in the dirt there from Guido. My apologies. Spencer Guido is how you pronounce his name. Thank you to St. Ignatius parents. The great thing about Cardinal Newman is you get everyone sitting behind you. As Fagata puts one into right field, and it will get down for a base hit. Nice job. Great piece of hitting for Makai Fagata. And now the Cardinals are back in business. So Jack Pizzolo comes to the plate after dicing up hitters. He will sadly get a no decision after a great piece of hitting, and we're going to have a pinch runner for Fagata. Checking back into the game will be Jack Jacobs.
Really good at bat there from Makai. I mean, the Cardinal Newman dugout was looking a little flat these last few innings, especially after that home run. So a really good way to not start the inning. There's already an out, but to kind of be a tone setter. Now they've got some speed on the bases in Jack Jacobs.
Yeah, and I mean, calling that pinch runner is kind of part of Coach DeBenedetti's mental games he's playing with the other teams, because you put on a pinch runner, they immediately think steal. So the pitcher is going to be a little bit distracted with picking over. And that's, I mean, as you mentioned, that's Newman's first hit since the second inning. So here in the fifth, they need some big late game heroics, and they've got the right guy. 2 for 2. Jack Pizzolo with a single and a double. 2 hits away from the cycle. Not get ahead of ourselves, but he is someone that the Cardinals hope can do some damage here. He's got some power on his own, that DeMarini bat in hand. We'll see what he can do.
He's one of the multiple guys on this team that very much could complete that feat.
There's a nice pitch from Guido. He's been dialing up different change in velocity for the Cardinals, facing Gordon, who threw about 85. Guido, I've heard, can get to the 90s. And we'll see. He's definitely high 80s. He'll pick back, and Jacobs is back safe. That was a little bit of a scare there for the Cardinal Newman offense. So Archer Horn is in the bullpen. Number 11, Archer Horn, is in the bullpen for SI. So they've moved the first baseman to shortstop as there's a ground ball to the first baseman. Gordon, and his throw goes a little awry into center field, and the Cardinals are saved there on the throwing error. And Newman is back in business with runners on first and second. That could have been a double play.
Another one of those just like mental mistakes that can't happen, especially in a game this close. But we'll see if Guido is able to work out of it.
He's a very solid player at shortstop. I believe is Archer. or not Archer, excuse me, number 16, Jack Callan, excuse me, not Archer Horn. So definitely something interesting. Oh, they moved the first baseman to second base. So now this becomes a game of kind of ring around the rosy, figure it out. Who's where, who's what, and where's where's who. And I mean, the Cardinals, it's normally easy. Sora Bruno Carosi up to bat here. Oh, he takes a pitch inside. It's definitely Newman kind of putting the pressure on Guido here, Julian.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's what they're trying to do. They tried to get speed on the bases. Mackay had a phenomenal at bat. Now you have a speedy batter up, and Sawyer, the third baseman, is kind of playing in a little bit along with the first baseman as well. So I think they're kind of feeling the pressure a little bit right now.
So here we go. Hey, you mentioned that. Yeah, they're SI defense. You know, errors have not been in short supply for them. The scoreboard says 1 error. I have them down for 3, but they were all kind of throwing errors. So I guess they wouldn't impact hit.
We mentioned, a big key to our game. What we all mentioned a lot was defense in this game. So we're gonna have to see if the Cardinals can take advantage of some of the mistakes that St. Ignatius has made so far. As Sawyerable on a Corsi takes the ball forward, and the bases will be loaded for the slugging power hitter Chase Bromstead.
Yeah, and this is when you hear Flower by Moby come on, and you just kind of get that I can't hum the rhythm, because if I hum the rhythm, I'm too scared of copyright claim. But you get that kind of power hitter coming to the plate effect, pitching. We're gonna have a mound visit for SI, and they are going to make a pitching change. It is going to be Archer Horn coming into the ballgame. Guido's day is done. I mean, he had a really good first at bat. It's sad to see him exit for SI, but he's got more in the tank. 16 total pitches, so he's good to go if they need him this weekend. But Archer Horn, he is the hard throwing. I think he's a lefty. Righty, he's a righty, and he's going to be looking to dice up some Cardinal Newman hitters here with only 1 out. Now the question becomes small ball. Do the Cardinals play some small ball here? You got a hard-throwing right-hander. What do you do, Julian?
I mean, it's in their brand of baseball. That's how they pretty much, were able to bring those 2 runs in the beginning part of the game. Bunts led to errors, which led to hits and walks and passed balls. So I think, with the amount of speed on the bases right now, especially, that's something that's definitely going to factor in. But at the same time, you have an absolutely dominant hitter at the plate who usually has control the whole at bat. So we're going to have to see the approach that Coach DeBenedetti decides to take here.
And with a guy like Archer Horn, you just want to make sure that the Cardinals have seen this speed before. 90 is not something they're afraid of. They've got Josh Janicelli, who throws 96, going to Santa Barbara. And they've faced other pitchers that have thrown 90, but especially like Whitney's freshman, he was throwing upper 80s, low 90s on I believe it was Saturday. Yes, Saturday. And then in scrimmage time, they were playing De La Salle. They faced their Stanford commit who throws in the 90s. So they're not afraid of this heat. It's just going to be the movement that Horn can put on it. And I mean, you mentioned they wanted to use him in the closing position, but now if you're the Cardinals, if you're playing the long game here, 2-2 in the bottom of the 5th, putting a guy who's supposed to be their closer in is not a bad look for Newman right now.
Yeah, and this is the matchup you want, right? This is what everybody wants to listen for. It's power on power, and Archer Horn feels like he can get out of this. He just tied the game for his own team, hit an absolute moonshot. A bunch of confidence on the mound, a bunch of confidence in general. So this is going to be a really good matchup to see if the Cardinals can execute here, or if Archer Horn can hold it together for his team.
Yeah, that'll be definitely going on the IG sometime soon. Here we go. Horn, the pitch, swung on and foul tipped into the glove. So Bromstad, a little bit on it here. This is when you're that on it on the first pitch of an at bat, it can kind of intimidate the pitcher. And Bromstad, he's got some good hitting. I wonder if he'll be. I'm sure he'll get some looks to play college next year. And if not, Newman's had a great pipeline in the Santa Rosa Junior College. They're currently ranked, I think, 14th in the nation, #1 team in California, as Horn blows another one past Bromstad, and we'll see what he does. 0-2, it's a two-strike approach. Let's see what Bromstad can do. Horn looks in. The pitch. Swung on. Hit into left field. It'll get down and over the left fielder's glove. 1 run will score. Coming around the bend is Pozzolo. It's going to get all the way to the wall. 2 runs will score. Bonacarosi. They're going to send Bromstad. He will come home. It is an inside the park grand slam for Cardinal Newman. Oh my goodness. That is not something you see every day. An inside the park grand slam.
An absolutely phenomenal at-bat there from Chase Bromstad. Gets down 0-2, decides to go short to the ball. Left fielder tries to play it on a dive, gets past him, and just like that, the Cardinals are up by 4 and are in business to lock down the rest of this game.
And so now Miles St. Clair comes to the plate. He'll replace Madden White, the DH. That is unbelievable. Shock and awe have hit both sides. Chase Bromstad, a great piece of hitting against a Division I committed pitcher. Just what an at-bat from Chase Bromstad. As here we go, St. Clair, he'll get some good piece of hitting here. And Bromstad, he might actually get to close out his own game. And think about it.
Yeah.
Andrew Fletcher gets the win right now. He's slotted for the win for the Cardinals. As here's the pitch, swung on and missed. Good cut there by St. Clair.
That's one thing that's really important for this team is, picking each other up and just in sports in general, especially in baseball. And Andrew unfortunately gave up that home run, but just like that, his teammates are like, hey, man, we got you. We're right back in the game just like that, and now we have a 4-run lead.
Yeah, and I mean, you looking at it, he's in the game. They're not DHing for the pitcher. They're DHing for third baseman Charlie Slater, who's injured and can't hit. He can still play third, which is huge for the team, but he can't hit for the time being as St. Clair takes another ball, 3-1. Great job by Miles to work the count. Another former Norcal guy, very good Newman player. He knows when he's facing these guys how to approach it. We'll see what St. Clair can do. 3-1. And it's a nice pitch in there by Horn. Kind of recover. When we talk about this two-strike approach, Julian, you were in this program. What did they teach you guys?
Kind of just what we've been mentioning before. It's really important to be short to the ball, watch the ball to the barrel as Miles St. Clair takes the ball 4, so the Cardinals will have a runner on first with 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th inning. But yeah, I think really just trying to make contact no matter what it is really fundamental, because if you're able to just put the ball in play, so many things can happen in this game. So
Vozitis puts one up, and Gordon will make the catch. Short little pop-up to first base. That's a nice piece of hitting there. Well, not nice piece of hitting, but nice piece of pitching there for Horn. Gets him out of a little bit of a jam. That one's fouled back towards us by Jace Woolley. This is a big at-bat for Woolley. He's a guy who has a lot of college interest. Came into Newman, a highly touted, top-ranked player in California. He hasn't played a ton of varsity ball. He fouls off another one. He seems on it, though. He is a little bit frustrated with himself, it seems like. But, Newman, this is something that has been kind of absent in the past years, is that resilience to respond and respond quickly. Newman normally plays the long game. They wait until the 7th inning. They make their fans almost have heart attacks when they get deep into games. They'll come back down 2-1, down 3-1. They'll come back and win the game in the 7th inning on some crazy bunt, and just, they'll let the other team make the mistakes. And, I mean, today it was Newman responding quickly as Woolley strikes out, and that will end the inning. But great job there by the Cardinals, and nevertheless, an insane outing. We're going to see Josh Danicelli now come to pitch for the Cardinals. An insane outing for Chase Bromstad. An inside-the-park grand slam, something you don't see every day, as we will step aside here. Stay with Here we go. Josh Janicelli on the mound now for the Cardinals. The UCSB commit, his first pitch is a strike. Newman, they're going to use him for an inning or maybe even just a couple at-bats. They've got someone working in the bullpen. We'll send it down to Paulo Maravilla after this at-bat to check in with who's in the bullpen. But Chase Bromstad right now, an incredible piece of hitting. Just a beautiful line drive on that fastball. Not even, as Julian was talking to me about, not even a bad pitch from Horn. He just threw him too many fastballs, and Bromstad was able to kind of time one up, send it. You know, good effort there by SI, but, you know, that's how baseball works. It's a small ball in a big field, and, you know, it can get past you, but nevertheless, that's something he will never forget for the rest of his life.
And I think, you know, kind of going back to your reference, you were saying small ball, big field. I think it's pretty fair to say that Newman has one of the bigger high school fields, at least in Sonoma County. So once that ball was misplayed, it was pretty much a guarantee that they were going to get forward there.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting because it just kept rolling. It looked like the guy had gotten on top of it after it bounced up, and I was like, okay, it's 1 run for the Cardinals, maybe 2, but then it got over him, and I looked at it and I was like, oh my goodness, it's going to the wall. And I mean, you got the tennis courts out there. It's a big wall out there. And you look at like other fields like Rec Park, which we're really familiar with, is there's a pop-up from DJ Delaney. Over on it is Bromstad, and he will make the catch as that is 1 out for the Cardinals. So, I mean, you know, you look at like Rec Park, it's 336 down the line, which is similar to Newman. But then you go down the left field line, and it's 280. But we're going to head over to Paulo in the bullpen, as actually Janicelli just topped out at 93 on that at-bat. But we'll head to Paulo in the bullpen for our update.
Thank you, Hugo. Here in the bullpen, we have Anthony Acevedo, Jr., number 19, warming up. Anthony Acevedo is around 6'2" and 190 pounds, and he's going to be working hard. But in the meantime, we have UC Santa Barbara commit Joshua Janicelli, number 5, on the mound. Back to you, Hugo.
And we're back here. Thank you, Paulo, for that update. Anthony Acevedo out there in the pen. And now it brings up the question. I mean, this has been an incredible performance for Cardinal Newman. Great job by Chase Bromstad and Jack Pozzolo collectively. And now Josh Janicelli just kind of, he's in an 0-2 count already. And he is going to throw that one. Just trying to get Weiniger to chase on that. Actually, it's, no, it is. I think it is Weiniger. I can't check yeah, it is Weiniger, the third baseman for SI here at the plate. 1-2, 1 out. This would be a huge strikeout for Janicelli. Only thrown 8 pitches. Newman trying to keep him under 20, and he got him. Kind of slowed it down there. What was that pitch movement, Julian?
First of all, that was absolutely disgusting, but that looked like a little bit of a slider, maybe slider-cutter combination there, but I think what made that pitch just absolutely work was the fact that he set up 3 fastballs inside in the beginning of the at bat, which allowed him to kind of tunnel that slider out of that same spot. And you know, the thing with Josh too is he throws hard. Like his slider, his cutter, there's a difference in velocity, and it's just enough to get the hitters to swing and miss. But the pitch looks so much like the other pitches that it's really hard for hitters to decipher what is what.
Bo Schaefer up now, 1-0 to him. Janicelli turn it up there. Foul ball. You could say this is kind of like a live ABs. That actually nearly left the park. Headed for the tennis courts on the foul ball there. Nice, good piece of hitting from Bo Schaefer.
Very good display of power there.
And we have our pet broadcaster in here, Monkey, the dog. He is Dave Cox's dog. Dave is here covering the game for Cardinal Newman Athletics, as that one is hit on the ground. Nice piece of hitting. Great pickup, though, and throw over to second. Oh, throw to first by Chuck Slater. Can see fought through the pain there. A great job. And the Cardinals will head to the bottom of the 6th, up 6-2. 6 runs, 6 hits for Newman so far. Great job there by Josh Janicelli. Julian, what do you think here, Newman? What do you think for Newman? Are they going to keep it going against Horn, or are they going to kind of dial it back, get some of their guys in, set up a big 7th inning, try and close this game out?
I think this is a good opportunity for some of the youth in the Cardinals lineup and on the Cardinals bench to get an opportunity to see, what it's like and what it's going to be like in the future to face some of these top-tier teams. I mean, the bottom line is Newman's only getting better, and they're only going to be facing tougher competition as the years go on. But at the same time, I also think it's really important for Newman and for Coach DeBenedetti to close out this game. So we're gonna have to see the decision making that comes here within the next few innings.
Yeah, and Horn back out there for the St. Ignatius Wildcats, but we're going to send it down to Paulo Maravilla, who's got an update with the Newman bullpen.
Thank you, Hugo. Chase Bromstad is back in the bullpen after playing shortstop for the Cardinals, warming up again for the second time. Probably keeping that arm warm and ready just in case he has to get ready to go in the 7th. Back to you, Hugs.
Now we're back here. Thank you, Paulo, for that update. Thank you for that update, Paulo. Chase Bromstad up in the bullpen. He's looking to close things out for the Cardinals. As Archer Horn's still out there, he's getting some good piece of pitching out there. SI trying to mitigate the damage. He's done a good job. I mean, it's unfortunate for him, but
if that ball is played differently and the left fielder keeps it in front of him, this very well still could be a one-run ball game, talking 3-2 instead of 6-2. Also, kind of a cool little thing here. Archer Horn hit that game-tying home run. He was able to go on the mound for his team. Chase got a big hit there. He might be able to close out his own game.
Yeah, and I mean, this is something cool to see. Ooh, Mason Farrell nearly takes out Jacob Wood on a foul ball. That's something when you're here at Newman, they don't have a net. This is not the MLB where they have a net over everything. This is the net. The net very much does not cover you if you are outside there. Every time I'm taking pictures, there's a little bit of paranoia in my head. Oh no, you're gonna get hit with a ball. So you gotta stay alert here, even if you're a player sitting on the bench or a coach. Coach Flowers almost got taken out there. So, I mean, very, very good to get out of the way. Good that no one's hurt. Bromstad coming back from the bullpen. He's ready to go. Mason Farrell here in an 0-2 count to Horn. Horn's pitch just nutmegs the catcher.
And that part of the backstop is concrete too, so that ball could very well ricochet and even bounce even more, hit somebody else.
Yeah, no, that's not ever a good thing. I mean, look at it. You look at it here, Mason Farrell at the plate, but yeah, if he fouls one back into the concrete, that could very well hit the umpire or the catcher. As Archer Horn, nice pitch there to get Farrell strike out swinging, as now Jacob Wood comes to the plate. Newman going to send out some more players out to the bullpen, looking to just warm up, and we will head to Paulo Maravilla to check on that in just a moment here. Wood at the plate, 0 for 2, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Cardinals lead 6-2 as that pitch is inside, but called a strike. Horn really doing well with his control, but it's just, the breaking ball control hasn't been great. Julian, your thoughts on his outing so far?
I think he's done a really solid job. I mean, kind of like I mentioned before, there's another reality where it's still a one-run ball game if that ball was played differently in left field. I think one thing going back to the at-bat that Chase had, as we were kind of talking about in between innings, he was watching Horn warm up, and I think he kind of picked up on the fact that he wasn't landing his off-speed very well, which is what you just mentioned. And he was probably prepared to get a fastball multiple times in that at-bat, and he was finally able to just put barrel on the ball on that last pitch, which resulted in a big run lead for the Cardinals.
So 1-2 here with 1 out. We'll get down to Paulo here after this at-bat. There's a nice pitch from Horn, and the
Beautiful
umpire.
take.
Yeah, great take. The umpire doesn't give it to him. We're approaching 2 hours of game time here, over 2 hours on the stream. So thank you guys for sticking with us, whether you're watching from the Bay Area or even abroad, as there's a strikeout looking. Horn dials up another one. But with that being said, we will head to Paulo Maravilla as Anthony Azevedo comes to the plate for an update from the bullpen.
Some substitutions for the Cardinals will be Anthony Acevedo will be pitch hitting, And DJ McReynolds, number 24, as well as Colin Bone, sophomore, number 9, will be warming up down there near the bullpen to get ready to play the infield in the 7th inning. Thank you, Hugo Trusso.
As he swings through his first pitch, Anthony Azevedo, it's a strike. Thank you, Paul, for the update. Yeah, DJ McReynolds and Colin Bone out there getting ready. I would imagine one of them comes in at shortstop. Both middle infielders, both really good players. DJ is more of a specialist in the middle infield, while Bone can play anywhere else. He played a little bit of outfield last year, played a little bit of infield. His first at bat, he had an RBI. He walked in a run, as there's a nice piece of good contact there from Anthony Azevedo on the foul. 0-2 here. Horn just trying to get out of things and set up what could be a big 7th inning. What's going to have to be a big 7th inning for SI against Chase Bromstad. But Bromstad going to try and hold it down, get the save as Horn gets Azzy looking. So great job there by Horn to keep things kind of mitigated, as now SI heads to the top of the 7th, looking to do some damage. We'll see Chase Bromstad come out to the mound. He's going to get some instructions from pitching coach Flowers, and Newman will look at that. The middle infield, yeah, it's going to be Colin Bone at shortstop, as we will step aside here and take a break. All right, we are back here, and Chase Bromstad is in the ball game. Coming up for SI is Chase Gordon. He started the game, pitched a nice little 3-inning stretch for them. Got to give him some credit. 4-inning stretch. He had a really rough start to the ball game and kind of cleaned it up, kept the Cardinals hitless in back-to-back innings, as he hits one down the line, and that is fair into the corner. Chasing after it is Woolley. Gordon will get around second. He's going for third. Vazadis, his throw over is safe, and Gordon has a leadoff triple. That is just what SI needed.
Absolutely beautiful swing there from Chase Gordon. Hopped on that second pitch curveball after the fastball missed just a little bit outside. Didn't miss his pitch, knew what he was going up there to do, and did some damage.
Yeah, that was a beautiful piece of hitting, and he is on third base. So change here for St. Ignatius. They will go with Bobby Cronin.
Almost like a Cody Bellinger-esque swing there from Chase Gordon.
As there's a hit on the ground. Chuck Slater picks it and gets it over to first. But Cronin is in there safe, and SI is back on the board, 6-3. So now you got to look at, like, Cardinals. They've got action in the bullpen. We'll head to Paulo Maravilla for that in a second, as it is 6-3.
You're just talking about in between innings. This game is very much not over. Anything can happen.
Yeah, they've got another pitching. They've got another guy up in the bullpen. Guy up in the bullpen for Newman. Got another different on deck hitter for SI, and a guy who is being lethal on at the plate. Ryan Rosenthal. He's 2 for 2, and we'll head to Paulo right now for that update from the CN Bull.
Well, for the St. Ignatius Wildcats, Charles Stetcher is a junior, will be warming up in the bullpen with, on the other side, the man, the myth, the legend, Caden Owen, number 16 junior, warming up for Cardinal Newman. Number 4, Delmar Peterson, who is also a junior, is a new man pitch hitting on deck. Back to you, Hugo.
And there's a foul ball from Rosenthal. Right back towards us. 6-3 right now. 1-2. Newman leads, or 2-1, excuse me. 2-1 count. Rosenthal at the plate. Runner on first is Bobby Conran. 2-1. No outs here in the top of the 7th. SI trying to get a bit of a comeback bid there. There's a nice pitch dropped in there from Chase Bromstad.
Beautiful spot on a little bit of a 12-6-esque curveball there off of that fastball. We kind of talked about earlier about the lengthiness of Chase. Kind of resonates with Josh a little bit too. Both of these pitchers release the ball, you know, making the distance a lot shorter just due to the length of their arms. This is strike 3 from Chase Bromstad. 1 away now in the inning for the Cardinals.
Yeah, he got him swinging. Just an incredible piece of pitching there from Chase Bromstad. Kind of a high and inside pitch, and he got him to swing. So now Del Peterson comes on to hit pinch hitter now as SI. This is the 9 hitter. They've got the lethal Archer Horn, and think about it. You know, they get 2 runners on. Horn could do what he did in his last time out. He put one right in the top of the batting cages for softball, and we'll see if he does it again. But Bromstad is not looking for that to happen. 0-1. Here, Bromstad has been dialed in. We'll see. Cronin, the question is, will Bobby Cronin try and pick up an extra base here, try to steal to get out of a double play situation? There's another high fastball, swinging and missing. As that one is hit high from Del Peterson. Deep. Pozzolo is under it, though, and he'll make the catch. A nice piece of hitting from Peterson, but ultimately didn't have enough power to get it out of the ballpark, and that sets up Archer Horn.
Beautiful read there by Jack Pozzolo in the outfield. He got a great jump on that one, was able to settle under it, kind of battled the sun a little bit, but it didn't seem to be too much of a problem as there are now 2 away here in the top of the 7th inning.
Cardinals are 1 out away, but they face the notorious Archer Horn. Horn at the plate. Swung on. He is aggressive early on. Foul ball. Probably a little bit of bad blood in this at-bat after Bromstad had the inside the park grand slam. Definitely never a dull moment here at these Newman games. I've seen some crazy things happen. Crazy things that I've never seen happen in the MLB or in college USF, but USF had some crazy games a couple years ago when they had a stacked roster. Mario DeMera, one of them, and yeah, no, it's always fun. Newman actually played St. Ignatius in Benedetti Stadium, not De Benedetti Stadium, Benedetti Stadium at on the Hilltop during the fall ball season, which was a fun game from what I heard.
College baseball this year especially has been insane too. Some of the run scores that have been put up, as this is a line drive base hit over the second baseman for Archer Horn. It's going to roll to the wall all the way to the track. Horn is rounding second. The runner rounds third. He's going to score, and it's a triple for Archer Horn, who just absolutely keeps displaying the amount of talent that he possesses.
Yeah, an incredible piece of hitting there from Archer Horn, and he got it all the way to the wall there. as the Cardinals able to relay it in. They know this ballpark well, but SI now within 2, and they have the game-tying runner at the plate. It is Emmett Johnson. He is a guy who can lift it. He can lift this thing out of here. The question is, will he? And this brings in that controversial feeling of those tennis courts. They have the protective net as he hits one down the gap. That's going to get into the corner in left field, and Horn will come in to score. Johnson all the way into second, and now SI have their tying run 140 feet away from tying this thing up. Oh my goodness. You can't make this stuff up, Julian. This has been an incredible game. What a
Absolute
performance.
back and forth battle between two powerhouse programs. I mean, you mentioned it before. Both of these teams are not going to go down without a fight, and this has just been an absolutely phenomenal game so far.
And so, I mean, now 6-5. Newman going to kind of meet on the mound. Coach DeBenedetti talking with Bromstad here as big hitter DJ Delaney. He's 0 for 3, ground out, fly out, strikeout swinging, but he is lethal nevertheless. And 2 outs. 3-run inning. You've got to admire this. This has been a complete game of baseball by both teams. Got to admire no matter who comes out on top. This has been incredible, an incredible performance by both.
It's really been impressive by St. Ignatius, especially. Like, you know, that's a big deficit to climb in 1 inning, and I never once saw one player put their head down, get down on themselves. They've been walking up to the plate with confidence, and they're ready to tie this ball game up here.
Well, they beat Granada and one hit them, so they're looking good. Newman actually looking to beat Granada on Saturday in Livermore in what will be a tough game. And Newman will intentionally walk, a bold choice by Coach DeBenedetti to walk DJ Delaney, put runners on first and second. I guess make it a force out at every base, or well, except third. As now A.J. Weiniger in 2 strikeouts and a walk. He's 0 for 2. Weiniger looks to call time. He does. 2 outs here, SI. They could take the lead now. Chase Bromstad out there. He's looking to close things out here. Here's the pitch. It's in there. Great pitch there from Chase Bromstad. Cardinals 2 strikes away. I'm getting ahead of myself. It's nerve-wracking. This has been a crazy game. I got to practice to get to after this. This has just been unbelievable. But nevertheless, after this, we will have the player of the game. That pitch hits him. Bromstad got it away. And now bases loaded for Bo Schaefer. He had a single his last time out. 1 for 3. Fly out, single, ground out. And now Newman out of mound visits. They'd have to put someone in here.
It's high school baseball at its best right here. You never know what's going to happen, and here we are. Bases loaded, 2 away. St. Ignatius down by 1, looking to even potentially take the lead here.
Schaefer. And something to mention, Horn is still into pitch, so there's a nice pitch there. Bromstad turning it up now. He's throwing mid-80s right now, and we'll see what he can do. 17 total pitches thrown, a lot of strikes, 12 strikes as opposed to only 5 balls. Here we go, 0-1, 2 outs. Bases loaded for SI here in the top of the 7th. The Wildcats, swing and a miss, strike 2. 1 strike away for Chase Bromstad. And the question is, will he try and get him to chase, or will he dial up another heater? I'd say go back to that high heater. He's been lethal. Bromstad, the pitch. Swung on, hit on the ground. The shortstop Bone has it. Throw to first. It's got it. He's got it. Mason Farrell and the Cardinals survive. Chase Bromstad comes in relief, and the Cardinals get the win 6-5. Final totals on the game: 5 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for St. Ignatius. For Newman, 6 runs on 6 hits, no errors. Nevertheless, an incredible game played by both teams. Credit to SI on what an incredible game they played. Julian, your final thoughts?
I think SI responded beautifully. They constantly fought back, you know, no matter the adversity they faced. Their starting pitcher struggled early. He settled in. They got down big late, and I mean they were down the final final 3 outs down by 4, and they came back like I was kind of mentioning before. Never put their heads down. They constantly felt like they were in it, and they showed that today.
And yeah, with that being said, we'll have the player of the game coming up here. Chase Bromstad. He had an incredible piece of hitting and really had the ice in his veins. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and he dials up a great show of pitching to survive. The Cardinals win it 6-5, their first win on the year. Got to give them credit to St. Ignatius. An incredible job. Archer Horn saying his final goodbyes to Coach DeBenedetti. Great sportsmanship shown by SI, and we wish them the best in the rest of their season. Here, this has been Hugo Sports 360 Radio, Cardinal Newman Student Radio. An incredible job done. Stay with us, though. We'll have the player of the game.